Hey, yo, what's the deal, man? It's your boy Tag from PW Tag. You know what I mean? I hope y'all having a blessed day. You know, this is 12 o'clock as of this recording. You know what I mean? And, you know, the kids are back in school today. You know, so shit is bound to get a little bit more quiet than usual. Yeah, I understand that they're going to make noise like a motherfucker. You know, listen, I was like that too. You know what I mean? Like, the first day of school, like those times in school, you know, where I was making mad noise coming out of school and everything else, you know what I mean? So, you know, I can sympathize with kids, you know what I mean? Because I was like that in that same, you know, in that same atmosphere when I was coming up. You know what I mean? Like, I tell, you know, I give you a little background about myself. You know what I mean? Like, I used to go to school in Boys and Girls High School. You know what I mean? I was born in Williamsburg, raised in Crown Heights, and then later on raised in Fort Greene. No, actually, it was back and forth. Crown Heights and Fort Greene. Crown Heights, Fort Greene. Crown Heights, Fort Greene. Crown Heights, Fort Greene. You know what I mean? So it was always a back and forth, you know? And like, you know, from that point on, I just stood in Fort Greene for, you know, for the majority of my raising and such. But, you know, I would go to Crown Heights for a while. You know what I mean? But I used to go to Boys and Girls. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I can understand that. And those was like beautiful times, B. You know what I mean? Like in the 90s, what? You know, like in the mid to late 90s. You know what I mean? Going to high school, oh man, it was beautiful as times, yo. You know what I mean? You talking about like when it came down to music videos and stuff. We had Bobby Simmons flavor videos, the box. You know, I played Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? I was playing basketball right there at Lincoln Terrace Park. Sometimes at St. John's Park. Sometimes you just go to the rec. Right there on you know, St. John's rec. Oh, some good times. Man, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm here to talk about is I'm here to respond to a video that I did yesterday. And it pertains to something I said about, you know, the support indie wrestling movement and why it's completely dead, right? And I wanted to add on to something else that I wanted to save. I wanted to save this for a separate video because you can kind of say it's a part two. You know what I mean? But it's its own, you know, it's its own entity. You know, so you know, during that time of the support indie wrestling movement, right? There was one staple promotion that, you know, was that you know, embodied and, you know, epitomized the indies during that time, right? And to me, it's not Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. It's not. You know, it's not. You know, this promotion basically was, to me, the top indie promotion with a nationally syndicated broadcasting, you know, company behind it. You know, I'm talking about Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor was different. You know what I mean? Ring of Honor was different during that time. You know, Ring of Honor, you could kind of say was sort of like WWE's, you know, developmental, without actually officially being this developmental. Because look at all the stars that came out from Ring of Honor that became stars in WWE. I mean, you know, Bryan Danielson, Cesaro, Seth Rollins, you know, who else? There's names. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, you know, Adam Cole. You know, there's others that I can't even think of it, you know, at the top of my, you know, at the top of my dome as I speak. But there are plenty. There are plenty of names. You know, Cedric Alexander. You know, I know I'm missing some. CM Punk. CM fucking Punk. How the fuck do I forget out of all people CM Punk? You know, there's a bunch of names. Austin Aries. You know, the list goes on and 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 on. Right? And I'm probably going to be, you know, throwing out names while I'm saying what I'm about to say, right? And Ring of Honor during that time, you know, the War Raiders, you know, Ring of Honor during that time was the shit. It was different, B. Like it had a different feel to it. There was a feel of Ring of Honor that Kyle O'Reilly, you know, Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, and Roger Strong. You know, it had a feel to it that was very fucking different from any other promotion. And WWE had their eyes on Ring of Honor. At the time, they had, you know, WWE was kind of like beefing with TNA. You know what I'm saying? So, they wasn't really focused on TNA. I mean, they was, but their eyes mostly was on ROH as opposed to getting stuff from TNA, right? So, when AEW came, right? When the Elite left, Cody Rhodes, when the Elite left, and they wound up going, they wound up forming All Elite Wrestling. It was a gift for ROH, but it was a curse because it took Ring of Honor to heights that, the Elite took Ring of Honor to heights that we have not seen almost ever when it comes down to independent wrestling. I mean, they started All In. You know what happened with All In, 2018 and such. That was a Ring of Honor show. And then when they started, Damien and the Elite, Omega, Page, Adam Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, Cody, when they all started All Elite Wrestling with Tony Khan, it definitely took the wind out of ROH's sails to the point where, nobody was really watching it. There was nothing there for Ring of Honor. It was basically just raped. It was raped. And so, back in 2022, actually, no, it was, I think, late 2021 when the announcement of Sinclair Broadcasting selling off Ring of Honor came. I was like, you know what? WWE should buy it because the video library. But, Tony Khan came in there and he brought it, and it has not been the fucking same. Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor that you see now is not the Ring of Honor that you have seen, that I remember from Sinclair Broadcasting. It is a completely, Kevin Owens is another one that came. It's a completely different it's a different promotion. Sami Zayn, I might say Sami Zayn, but it's a different fucking promotion, right? It's a different promotion. It is not the same promotion because, to me, when Tony Khan brought Ring of Honor, to me, that's when independent wrestling really fucking died. That's when it really died because now there's no more main staple. There's no more main staple. There is no more main staple when it comes down to fucking, to independent wrestling. And there was something else I forgot to mention from yesterday's video, about independent wrestling. I forgot to add Lucha Underground in that too, because Lucha Underground, it wasn't even a promotion. It was more of a show that mimicked the promotion, but that played a role into indie wrestling. But, once Tony Khan brought ROH, right, the whole aura of Ring of Honor died. It died. And now, like, you start to see the result of it. There's nothing there. There's nothing. There is nothing. Like, there is nothing. Once that version of Ring of Honor died, there was nothing there with indie wrestling. Like, there is no main stable with indie wrestling no more. That was the only one. That was it. It wasn't no Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. It wasn't no Smash Wrestling or Combat Zone Wrestling or any of that shit. No, it was fucking Ring of Honor with a little dash of Evolve. Once those two companies died, that was it. Like, I don't know any other wrestling promotion out there, that is on that level of a Ring of Honor. I don't know. You tell me. There's none. There's basically none. Damn, this dark-skinned girl from ABC News looked mad good. She was talking about the unfortunate shooting that happened in Georgia. My heart goes out to the victims and the loved ones who passed away, during that time. It was fucked up. But there was a dark-skinned girl. Her name was Fate something. She looked good to the motherfucker. I love dark-skinned women. I am listen. If you're not black or Puerto Rican, or I'll even go a little bit more further. If you are not like Indo-Caribbean, Indo-Guyanese or Indo-Trinidadian, I'm not fucking with you. You know what I mean? And when it comes down to black women, I love them in all shades, but I love dark-skinned women the most. Woo! Like the Foxy Browns and the Bria Miles and that. Like, I have a weakness for that. But a little bit what I was saying, once Ring of Honor died, once they got sold to think, shit, they had to fucking make Chris Jericho. the ROH champion. Like, come on, B. And then you would have thought that Tony Khan would have done something with Ring of Honor, like, you know, I don't know, fucking, you know, make that into their developmental like WWE is doing with NXT. Nothing. It's just there. It's just fucking there. And then look what happened when Tony Khan brought the stars from Ring of Honor. You know what that reminded me of? When he did that. I don't know if you guys are old enough to or young enough to know this, but the OGs in wrestling is kind of like the same thing when the NWA brought the UWF. And the UWF had Sting, you know, the Steiner brothers, Eddie Gilbert, you know, they had a couple other names and they did nothing with them. You know, Bam Bam Terry Gordy, you know, like that whole crew, they did nothing with them except for Sting and the Steiner brothers. And that's it. Other than that, they did nothing with the rest. You know, that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, independent wrestling is dead. The aura of independent wrestling is dead. Ring of Honor is dead. Thanks to Tony Khan and stuff. And that's it. I'm out, y'all. Peace.